Hello again and welcome back. So first off, thank you to everyone who has liked, subscribed, commented. I really appreciate the support. And look, I love doing what I do. I love taking photos, I love developing my photos, and I love sharing it with people to, help people sort of understand photography a bit better and to improve their photography. Okay, so what we're going to look at today is a high dynamic range scene, and we'll take these relatively flat raw files and we'll bring them to life. High dynamic range scene. What do we mean by a high dynamic range scene? Basically when your shadows are very deep and your highlights are very bright. Okay, so if we have a look at our raw file, we've got a single exposure here. Under the pier is very dark and our sky is exposed well because what I've done is I've exposed for my sky. So I've done my base exposure where I've exposed for my sky. Just by looking at the back of the camera, looking at my histogram, I can see that those shadows are very dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another exposure for under the pier and we're going to blend them together. Okay, so not just a HDR merge, we're going to do a HDR merge and an exposure blend. And I'll show you how we can take these flat raw files and just bring them to life. Now onto the developing side of things. This exposure here was for my highlights. So just watching my histogram, I did my first exposure for my highlights. And as you can see, we've lost a lot of detail under that pier. But when I was out in the field, we could see all of this, okay? The sun was up, it was quite bright. The camera just can't capture all that in one image because it is a high dynamic range scene, okay? There's a lot of light, there's a lot of shadow. A camera's just not going to capture all of that in one scene. Yes, we can bring up our shadows, bring up our blacks, bring up our exposure, but by doing that, we're going to start to introduce noise, grain, we're going to soften the image, it's not going to look very nice. If we have a look at this image, which is our base image, okay, this one, all I need to do is bring up the exposure a tiny bit, bring up our shadows a tiny bit, and the difference is it's quite drastic, okay? I can see all the wood grain in this pillar here. There's wood grain, there's cracks in the wood, there's rust on these bolts. There's even fishing line over here. I can see clear as day. Where we look at this one, everything's just a bit mushy, okay? We've introduced a lot of grain and noise and it looks crunchy. So what we're going to do is take the best of both of these images and we're going to merge them into one. So when we lift our shadows, it's going to pull the shadows from this image. Okay, when we pull down our highlights, it's going to grab the highlights from this image. So what we do is if we just click on either one, doesn't matter, hold the Control or Command key and then select the other one, right click, photo merge, HDR. Okay, and you'll see this screen appear. So now what it's done, it's grabbed both of our raw files and combined them together. Now, if you're shooting on a tripod, you shouldn't need to auto align. So I was on a tripod for this. I don't need to auto align. Nothing has moved. Auto settings, look, click it. Just trust me, click auto settings. It'll give you a better preview. Once we go into Lightroom, we can just reset it back to 0 anyway. With the deghosting amount, again, leave that on none. If you have movement in your image, so if we've got some waves or some trees or some bushes moving, I do recommend just slowly working your way down. A static scene like this where there's no movement in the water, the clouds weren't moving too quickly, we're on a tripod, we're going to click none, and then we'll come down to merge, and that's going to merge both of our exposures together. Okay, and now if we have a look over here, there's our merged HDR image. So now we've got the best of both worlds. We've got all of this highlight detail from this image and we've got all the shadow detail from this image all rolled into one little package. When it comes to developing it, I'm going to show you how I do it. There's lots of different ways of doing it. None are right, none are wrong. I'll just show you the way that I like to do it. That's got the auto setting applied to it. I'm going to reset that. As with all my images, especially landscapes, I go to Adobe Landscape. Don't worry about the clipping warnings because like I said, it's going to tap into our highlight detail where it loses highlights. So from here, now this is the way I don't do it, but If you want to do it simple and effective, bring down your highlights, bring down your whites, lift your shadows, add some contrast, and just play around with the image globally. And what it's going to do is actually tap into both of these images. So if we look under the pier, for example, that's crisp and clean. Okay, we can take that up as much as we want. It's not tapping into that underexposed image. It's tapping into our exposed for the shadows image. Okay, so now we can edit pretty freely, knowing that it's going to pull the best parts out of both of those files to where we want it. Now, the way I like to do it, I'm going to reset that back to normal. Might even give it a crop. Let's turn it into a panorama. I'm just going to straighten my horizon. I have a preset for a 2:1 crop. We'll just get that a bit bigger. So somewhere around about there. Let's turn it into a pano. I'll bring down my highlights just so now I'm going to do some global adjustments for starters, just to give it a good starting point. So highlights down a little bit, shadows up a little bit, whites down a little bit, blacks up a little bit. Make the image fairly flat to start with. Now I'm going to deal with my highlights and my shadows separately. And to do this, what we do is come over to the masking tool, and we're going to come down to range. So we're going to select range and a luminance range. So luminance range, it will give you access to this eyedropper. So first thing I want to do is deal with my brights. I want to deal with that sky. So I'm going to click the brightest part of the image about there, and you'll see this red or pink mask appear. So now we've selected the brightest parts of the image. With our luminance range, this slider here, if we grab that box right in the middle, that will just change our edge. So we can have a harsh edge or a soft edge. So I like to take that all the way up, make it nice and soft. This slider here will extend our range. So if we go all the way down, it's covering the whole image. So I'm just going to bring that back until the pinks or the reds are just doing my brightest parts of the image. And I tend to go a bit further than I need to. So it's somewhere around about there. Now when I do my adjustments, it's only going to affect the brightest parts. And now it's leaving under the pier exactly where I want it. Okay, so just be careful. You don't want to push these too far, because then you will start to introduce haloing. It's not going to look very natural. Okay, so personally, I like to just bring down my exposure by about 1 stop. Maybe bring down our highlights a little bit more, add a little bit of contrast. That'll add some punch to the sky. So somewhere around about there looks pretty good. And then if we come back to our masking tool, and we can create another mask. So let's go a new mask. Luminance range, and this time I'm going to select the darkest parts of the image. So again, I've got my eyedropper tool. Now I'm going to select under the pier, and that's going to select the darkest parts of our image. And then what we can do is almost the complete opposite of what we just did. So this time, again, if we take that up, it's a harsh edge. So I'm going to take that slider all the way down, grab this slider here and bring that up. And again, I'm going to bring that up a fair way, so somewhere around about there. And as you can see, it's only targeting under the pier, a little bit down here in our shadows. It's only targeting the darkest parts of the area. So again, if I want to just bring up that exposure a little bit under the pier, add some contrast to it, lift your shadows. This is where you can sort of have a little bit of fun. And you're targeting your shadows and your highlights separately and not doing them globally. Okay, so the luminance range is a good way of dealing with dealing with these two exposures separately. Okay, so in this one, we're dealing with our highlights, and in this one, we're dealing with our shadows. And at any time, if you find that one of the, you might click before and after and think, okay, I've overcooked it now. All we need to do is click on whichever mask we're dealing with, and we've got this amount slider. So if I take that all the way down, there's no adjustment. Then we can just dial it up to our personal preference. Okay, you might want to go all the way and go for that real HDR look. Okay, or you just want to just bring it up a little bit. And same with the shadows. If I go back to my shadow mask, if I just bring that down a little bit, so there's the original image, and I just want to bring up a little bit of shadow detail. So somewhere around about there. Okay, and then if we go back to our global adjustments, then we can start to do more to it. Okay, we might want to do some global contrast, lots of things that we can do from there. But that's a good starting point to do a HDR blend, but then you have control over your highlights and shadows rather than doing it globally. do it through a luminosity mask. Okay, and then we can go to town on it and start to do whatever we want to it. Give it a try. Take 2 exposures. Take 1 exposure for your highlights, take 1 exposure for your shadows, blend them together as a HDR merge, and have some fun with it. Okay, that's it. Hopefully next time I see you, I will be live, planning a few live streams. Might be heading away for a few days. Might do a live stream while I'm away. If not, I will see you again very shortly. So thank you and goodbye. Hello again and welcome back to another simple and effective video. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to look... Hello again. Hello again. Intro. Drones. Enough talking. Let's jump into Lightroom and then I'll talk some more and talk shit in there. Hello again. Just stop talking shit. Oh God.